You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Hello, I'm James Rosa. This is Slug. Welcome to the first live TheSlugCast. And today we have a very special interview that we've been looking forward to for a couple weeks. Anthony's been sick for the past couple weeks. We haven't been able to make one. We'll get to those stories on next week's episode. But for today, we have a special interview. Adam
Charman.
Please come with us, Adam. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
So, Adam, we for our Mission Honor project, our teacher, Miss Neville, wanted us to interview a veteran and get to know them and ask them about their experiences in the Army. So today we're at the Butler track, and we're interviewing Adam, and we just want to go over. So, tell us your brief intros. So, what branch you work for and what rank you are.
I'm no longer a rank.
Yeah.
I was Army, 101st Airborne. I was third. It was second, 187. The battalion disbanded. It became third, 187, and they turned into 133rd Cavalry, something, and then they added the 4th Brigade to the 101st. So that was Curry. That was the one that they lost right after World War II, and then they reinstated it. So I was a Rockason, 3rd Brigade. So if you don't know what Rockason means, the guys thought it was really impressive because it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But when they jumped into Japan during the war, right, the Japanese people looked up and saw what looked like dropping umbrellas.
Yeah.
So Rockason means falling umbrella. So the guys were like, well, what is this Rockason? They're like, falling umbrella. They're like, oh. But it stuck. So they used the Tory, which is looks like a this is what the Tory looks like. You see them like garden centers and things with Japanese notations on it. You'll see something that's it's a gateway that you walk underneath. It's a gateway of the warrior, and it's like where boys become men and warriors and things like that. So
that's awesome.
Instead of having an umbrella, which would look kind of silly, they look like some British chap. So they used that Tory and used that as a symbolism, and then went with the Rockason name because that's what everybody was calling.
So our first segment we want to get to is jogging your memory. So to the beginning, what inspired you to join the service, and how has it impacted your life?
So I wasn't the best student in high school, but I was a hard worker.
Yeah.
So when I got out of school, I was working for the Township of Bloomingdale. Had a bunch of things going. I was working with Johnny Ball.
My cousin Joey, Scott, worked for the town. Yeah, that's my cousin.
He got there long after me.
Yeah.
I was gone for so many years. When I was working for the town, everything was pretty cut and dry. I had a small business I was working on, scrap metal and hauling. I worked for the town full time. That was part time. Then Johnny Balls up on the highway. I was working there part time. They opened the McDonald's Express, which no one ever heard of because it's gone already. But it was in by the 7-Eleven in Bloomingdale. Yeah. So I never worked in McDonald's. So I was like, hey, why don't I work here too? So I picked up that. So I was working 4 or 5 jobs. I made really good money. Then that morning, it was September 11th. I was on the back of the truck. We pulled into the borough garage, and Z100 was saying something about a plane hit one of the towers, and it wasn't uncommon because it was a New York Yankee that flew a plane in one of the New York buildings. And I forget if he lived or died, but they get big fines and things like that, flying too close. It didn't seem like anything. Yeah. And so my father had worked in the city, and he's on top of buildings. So our main concern was the building he was on. So we tried to call him, and we couldn't reach him. Apparently I had done something with a cell tower service, and while we were listening to the radio, we had speakers on back in the garbage truck. Everybody was inside the office because of the TV. We went in there and we started listening to what was going on, and a second plane had hit the building. So no one knew exactly what was going on. Nothing was broadcast. Everybody was just in shock. And from there, as details came in, and someone said terrorism, and there was a multitude of other things. It was the second time the towers had been attacked. You guys probably don't remember. There's no news about it yet.
Yeah.
But I've seen the September 11th memes that this generation's putting out, and I'm telling you, for a hurt feeling crew, they sure push out some rough stuff, like SpongeBob blowing up the
it's
tower.
messed up.
They don't understand what Pearl Harbor is. They're like, what was that? They just think it's a harbor full of pearls. December 7th was a day of infamy. You got caught off guard just like this, and people got slaughtered. They weren't prepared. They weren't ready for anything. People died in their beds. The Arizona's still at the bottom there in the bay, and people were like, yeah, it's a real thing. Until it hits home for this generation and something really hits, then they'll understand. The next generation's going to say, it wasn't that bad. They always do that. It's an uphill both ways, repeating the snow kind of deal. So for us, it was a big hit. And me, I was a patriot.
Yeah.
So I made people a little sick because it was red, white, and blue this, red, white, and blue that, and I had tattoos on it, and people were like,
awesome
what are you doing?
tattoos.
The Army wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah.
There was a female first sergeant at the infantry and wanted me to strip my tattoos all the way up to here so I could wear the short sleeve Army uniform. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, if the Army doesn't like those, can we get rid of your head? And she was like, excuse me? I was like, your head's pretty ugly. I was like, these are kind of nice. So how about we trade? And she's like, I don't think so. So I had to go to the colonel's office. Kind of like high school, you get in trouble, you gotta go there. And they signed waivers off and said, any of these gang related? I was like, yeah. It was like the United States of America. You consider us a gang? And he goes, no, I see what it is. And he just wanted to know if there was any gang affiliation. I was like, no, I have none. I was like, I'm just an American patriot. And he goes, why did you have these? I was like, because I love my country and certain parts of it. My father taught me what the POW MIA meant. And I had that put on because I was like, man, what would it feel like if someone asked you to do something, your boss says, go cut that lawn, and you disappear into a sinkhole in that lawn, and he never comes looking for you. And he gives up after a week, a month, a year, and you're like, how would you give up? You're still there. You may not be alive. You may not be alive, but to know that people are still looking and they're going to bring you home gives you a sense of peace, And my father said, when submarines get sunk, they can't bring them home. They're at the bottom of the ocean. But today's technology, maybe tomorrow, they'll be able to do more. So they're actually accomplishing that kind of stuff. The organization, I'm going to murder it. There's an organization, it's the National Accountability, Missing Something Accountability Agency, and that is the national database where they look for prisoners of war missing in action. People think prisoners of war are already gone. They're still exhuming bodies in Vietnam and other parts of the world. They find them in Europe when they're working in things. And then they're repatriated. It means the patriot is now brought home. He's repatriated back to his country. So it's still a vital endeavor that we work on, we hope for every day. Until most people don't understand what it means until their friend or their cousin or something is missing, and they're like, well, they're going to bring it back, right? And it's unheard of to think that, no, they wouldn't bring it back. No, they can't get him. You'd be frustrated. You're like, there's no closure for the families, and it's frustrating for a family altogether. And for the individual left behind, he could still be alive, suffering at the hands of his captors. I won't go into political stuff about Bergdahl. That guy you abandon your unit. That's an act of treason during war. They want to praise him and call him a POW. Yeah, he may have been a prisoner of war, but he went looking for them to join them. I mean, you put the pieces together, that's the fact. So the Army was frustrated with my tattoos, wanted to change things. I said, no. If you don't want me here, send me home. And I was like, I'm sure someone else will take me. So the colonel signed a waiver and he goes, I can't wait until I see you after boot camp and you're locked up in the... And then I was like, okay. So he wants to see me standing straight, tall, firm, not rolling my eyes, telling him how it's going to be. And I was like, listen, I'll do whatever you want. He's going to get me in here. He was already here. I was like, yeah, they gave me the same problem with maps back in New York. He's like, you're kidding. But they signed a waiver there. That female first sergeant did not read that paperwork, didn't care about paperwork, just wanted to yell at people and belittle them. So after 9/11, I was pretty gung-ho to like go at things.
Yeah.
I was like,
Inspired by the attacks.
it's
to serve for your
I
country.
mean, someone punches your friend in the
Yeah.
face or
You wanna
hurts
stand
your
up.
family.
Yeah.
But you don't want to stand up. You want to do something.
Yeah.
So you want to get up, and there was parts of River Edge, New Jersey, or somewhere down there where they were cheering. There was Muslim groups that came outside, threw candy in the streets. No one knows about that because no one wanted to say anything. But the police had to set up barricades around those neighborhoods. They were cheering down with the Giant and things like that. My brother was working on a pole for Verizon at the time, witnessed it, and he was like, "I'm out of here." Because what if
Yeah.
this is connected to something larger? Not every Muslim person in America was cheering that day.
I know.
Their families were mourning because they just got blown up in a building. They were attacked. It takes a few radicals to ruin something for everyone. Just like the swastika.
Yeah.
The swastika was a symbol of peace.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rotate as the wheel of life. It was a Buddhist, it was Indian, and it was everything else. Hitler took it, now it's dead.
Yeah.
Now you can't use it. Someone sees it, it's instant Nazi stuff. And I was like, it wasn't the Nazis. It's kind of like the mustache. You know, if someone, a serial killer has a beard, then you gotta shave your beard because you're idolizing them. It's just, you can't let the world dictate what you do. But when it comes to what you feel inside, you have to think to yourself, okay, what would I do? You don't know.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that right off the bat because when I walked in the recruiting station, I was like, so, is this like Full Metal Jacket? You're going to put me in a barracks and then send me to Vietnam? He's like, what? And I was like, you get it. Like, wherever we're going, whoever did this to our country, there's going to be some payback coming, so I'm going to be part of that. He's like, excuse me? I was like, don't worry, I sold my vehicles. Everything else is getting ready to go. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I'm all ready to go. Send me on. I'll get on the bus. Where's the plane? He's like, that's not how this works. I didn't get in for another 6 months. They put me on delayed entry.
Yeah.
My tattoos on my hands were a little bit darker at the time, so I had to get treatments done. Once they were at a thing where they said it was acceptable, then they let me get in. Once I was in, then the colonel at MEPS in Bear Mountain and Brooklyn had to sign off on different stuff. But once you're a basic, they don't care what your hair looks like, color of your skin, they don't care. Guys came in, I had a little car jack bag, not a car jack, it was a car jack that came in the bag. It wasn't for jacking cars. But I had that little bag, I had an extra pair of socks and stuff like that in there, and I was like, they said they're going to give me a uniform, so I'll be good. When you get the basic, they open up your bag and say, okay, these barrels that are around you, I want you to fill them up with all the contraband. We're like, heck is contraband? Well, this is the Army. You have guns here. You know, you think a nail clipper's going to be like, you know, they were like, you're not to use anything we don't tell you to use. We want you to have it. We'll tell you what you can have. So the first day of orientation, we got there, it was like 11 o'clock at night. Everybody's exhausted from flying and driving everywhere. And as soon as you get off the thing, the drill sergeants are all very well rested. And if they're not, they're even more agitated. They come running at you with the big round rounds on and what's called a shark attack. All right, so you have all these little fresh fish coming off the bus. The minute you get off the bus, you've been yelled at by your parents and everybody else. They want to see how you react under extreme duress. So it's 2 inches from your face. The spit is covering your eyes and your face, and you feel like a dog barking through a fence. They're screaming in your face, telling you to do things, and they're like, put down that bag! But not so slow. They're like, put down the bag! Put it down! And you're like, okay, it's down. And he's like, it's down what? And I'm like, it's on the ground! You told me to put it. It's like, drills like that! And all of a sudden, everybody was like, once everybody heard that ring, they were like, okay, we know that's going to agitate them, say drill sergeant, everything. They didn't even have to give you a course on that. They were like, as soon as you walked up, you learn, it's called like a baptism under fire. So you're learning everything right now. The tough guys that were like on the bus going, man, my uncle told me about drill sergeants. I ain't scared of them. They're on the ground doing push-ups for like the next half hour. And you think 2 minutes on a PT test is bad. Try doing it for a half an hour and try being out of shape, all right? Because everybody thinks they're in shape, okay? Guys, not to point out, but like your size, all right? Guys bigger than you walked in there with me, all right? And they walked out skinnier than you. And they're going to tell you when to eat, what to eat. It gets thrown on your tray. They're like, yeah. So